Yep. Dixie's taken on dive.
The only thing you need, Bruce, is the sunglasses to go with that tile.
Yes, I know. I got to find him again.
We're looking at the Dixie that is falling off a cliff, basically. This is normally a good sign for certain things. One of them, guys, is going to be the S&P, which you can see is climbing. Daily is up. Looks like it's going quite well. So Dixie's falling over. S&P is climbing. Let's take a look at BTC while we wait for everybody to get in. BTC just chilling.
Interesting, yeah.
So, welcome everybody. Welcome to live trading. For those of you that weren't around this morning, we were talking about possibly buying some support on these altcoins. I've grabbed a little bit of Phantom down here. I've grabbed some Injective. Obviously making certain assumptions, and the first one is that this is the depth of BTC's retracement. If BTC is going to go lower, I'm going to start hitting stops, and I'm going to start looking at areas lower down that might tie in with BTC. So the way I viewed it now is that BTC's pushed up, it's pulled back. Let's take a look if we're sitting on a 236 here since the last couple of hours. Well, there's a 382. Okay, so we've got a BTC 382, which I've pulled from this low over here, so the beginning of the move. And I was looking at what it's going to tie in with. So let me just grab the Solana chart, for example. I've got Solana. Yesterday, guys, we were talking about the Sol situation. 382, 200-day. We said we didn't really want to go lower. If we had to, it was down here. So this is still on the table, this little move to this area that we're watching for now. But Sol's actually hold quite well, hey, guys?
I think so.
Yeah, we were talking about that almost everything else has come back to 618, but Sol held its own, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, we had a mega pullback on things like ADA, DOT, you're going to see now, that was quite bad. Yeah, AVAX, 618. So those of you on Discord, you would have got your alarm a couple of minutes ago because it's pinged the 618. So now we're in an area of interest here for a potential long on AVAX. I mean, to be honest though, I wasn't expecting such a big pullback on these alts. I knew we were going to get something. I was hoping for maybe tag, maybe, you know, slightly less aggressive on things like this. But here we are, you know, and this is decision time for us. We got the same with DOT. It's pulled back to where it was, where we started the other day, where we fired it up, and wasn't this perfect? Where we exited these positions at these major fibs. And these guys, these charts are in the Discord. Every day they're getting updated. They are there for your reference. So when you are planning longs, when you are planning shorts, these major reaction zones that I love, I've put in there for you guys, and use it as your guide. I mean, the minute we saw this dot hitting the 618 yesterday, it was TP time for that trade because we knew it was a major rejection zone. Same with AVAX. Look at the size of this rejection here on the 786 and trend. This was in the Discord chart. You would have known it was there. Okay. Ideally, we wanted a pullback, for example, on AVAX. I didn't want to go that deep, but we did get it deep, and now we need to plan how we're doing this. Okay. So AVAX we've got on a 618 support. If you bullish on AVAX, this is your moment. DOT we back to where we were. This is the third test now. Remember the first day we broke up on the 1 hour, we had the pushback, which we bought. Then we sent it up. We came back. We bought more. Then we sent it again. This is another test. Okay. So potentially weaker support. We need to keep our eyes on BTC here. I'm watching this trend very closely as well. Let's look at Phantom. Phantom 382. I've pulled a fib from this low over there to that high. The reason I like this general area is because of this section here, which we looked at this originally as major support. This was a big bounce zone when we had that first dump some time ago. So we knew at some point it was going to act as support or resistance at a later stage. And it proved to be very strong resistance for us over the last while. Now we've broken through. So I'm looking for this general area now to give us some kind of support, provided BTC plays ball with us. You can pull a trend up here as well and sort of try and get a guide as to where our trend support is going to be. So you'll probably find trend support down here is going to tie in with a 618 as well. So that's an area to watch. But right now, look, I like Phantom here. Sheldon and I both liked it here. If we start losing this area, I'm not going to stick around too long. I want to see what happens at this trend area. Let's look at Link. Link's lost this major support, guys. 4 hour. That I wasn't expecting. I mean, we've done a full reset from where we were yesterday. I mean, we had the alarms going off here in this zone. We had a 7 or 8% pump yesterday. 7.8% move yesterday. And we've pretty much given it all back. So for me, there's no move on Link here until it drops back into the support zone. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with Link until it's in this area. And, you know, this is the next guy we want to look at, these two. So let's see what happens with Link. We might get a push up, might give a short opportunity there. But right now for Link, there's nothing here for me. I wonder, yeah, similar to ADA, just massive weakness after that move. This is Rune, 4 hour rejection. I like this zone here, this trend and 618. Let's pull a fib from down here and just check what we got. Got that high there. Pull it from this move. There's a 618 there from that pump. Okay, that's interesting there. Okay, so you'll see corresponding fibs wise, it's sitting on something now. I must say I like Rune a little bit lower down on this trend and this horizontal support. I've set an alarm here for the Discord guys. So if it does hit there, you should get a notification. That is more along the lines of what I want to see on Rune. Okay, so Link we've done. Phantom. So there's a little bit of weakness in the air here. What are you seeing out there, Dave?
Yeah, it is acting weak right now. I was expecting some kind of strength with usually 30 minutes after US market opens, there's the real move happens. So I'm just monitoring it right now. Hopefully it doesn't go lower, but if it does start to go below 27.2, I think we might visit down to 26.6. I've got an alert set right there.
Okay, so what are your main areas that you're watching for your trades? 26.6?
Yeah, there's a point of control there, and there's also a point of control at 27.888. So I'm watching those two levels.
So that's a good one. 26.6. You can see why. I think Jason also spoke about this area yesterday that he was interested in as well. You can see why it's a decent zone there. So that's a big move though. That's alt on a new level, lower down. It'll definitely lose these areas. And your high, Dave, what was your high there?
27.888.
Okay, so we've got it up there. Okay, so let's highlight that there. So these are Dave's areas that he's watching. So you're looking for a rejection up here, Dave?
I'm waiting. I'm going to watch the reaction, right? So it's either going to be an SFP or it's going to hold that area, and hopefully it does hold it, because I'm with you. I'd like to long these alts. I took a phantom long, but if it holds that, I'm looking for higher, which means the alts are going to be climbing along with that.
Okay, so yeah, we're watching this 382 closely now. It's all about the 382s here on AVAX, some of the alts. How was Stacks yesterday? Did you guys see that? BCH and Stacks. We must always keep that.
How do we miss that?
For when we bullish BTC, we learned last time, and I think we forgot about it because things went so quiet. But guys, remember, keep this on your watch list. When BTC becomes the man and it starts pumping harder than these alts, you go BCH, you go Stacks. There were a couple of other ones. I must get that list from Craig. Let's take a look at stacks and see how we're looking there, because that might be a nice follow-up trade as well.
Might want to add that one on the list also.
Yes.
On the Discord.
It looks identical to Bitcoin right now too.
100%. Hey? Look at that. And it's sitting on a two.
Exactly.
So guys, this is such good information. You can see how these alts, they might have a different fib as 618, 786, 382, but they all tie in so nicely on supports. When BTC is on support, you can see how they play with each other very nicely here. And it tees them up for the next bounce, and it tees them up for the next low if BTC loses those areas. So we know now for stacks, for example, if BTC drops this 382, we know stacks, we are going to start looking for potential bounces just under 50 here at this 618. And then we need to make the assumption, obviously, that this move with BTC wasn't a complete trap, and it is, in fact, going to bounce and continue upwards. We do need some extra catalyst, though. We had that beautiful news. You know, the ETF stuff came out, but now we need something to come in hard here and follow it up, give everyone else a reason to carry on buying. So we need to watch carefully. We need to find out what that catalyst is going to be and what's going to drive the next push. Let's look at BCH as well.
What's interesting about stacks before you jump off it is that Bitcoin jumped just say 7%, and stacks for that exact same move, exact same shape, moved up almost 20%, 22%.
It was ridiculous. I mean, that should have been the first one we jumped into on BTC strength. Look at the size of that move, guys, 25%. And here we were celebrating with an 8% dot pump or something. And they were stacks getting 25%. I mean, I saw some ridiculous P&Ls yesterday off Casper. We need to address Casper as well. Let's first just deal with Bitcoin Cash. Let's see where we are there. Okay, so BCH, let's take a look. We went through this yesterday, I think. We were looking for a rejection. Okay, so we got our rejection, 786. We had the 50-day MA rejecting there. And now we are looking at a buy down in this area. Okay, so again, tying into BTC, let's pull a fib from this low here. You can see the 382. So BCH, stacks, BTC, they are singing from the same hymn sheet here. Okay, so they are going to just follow one another. So this is an excellent guide for you. So if you believe BTC is bouncing here, BCH is going to bounce here, stacks is going to bounce here. And they might be quite aggressive as well. Shall we deal with this Casper? I saw some stupid P&Ls yesterday. I see it's gone quiet again. Okay, so we had Casper again. The 618, guys, once again, delivering. And Casper was on Discord, and I think the last update was around about there. And it was drifting back down. And then yesterday it came and it hit the 618, and it just exploded off the 618. 14%, quite nice, quite nice, quite nice. Now we're looking at this retest. So let's zoom in a little bit. So this is an area right now where you'd expect some type of bounce to tie in. Let's take a look. I'm just going to get a 4-hour. Okay, so we've got resistance, 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 double top there. Let's look at that. 618, a little bit lower. So I'd look for this zone here. Let's look at that area as a continuation. Okay, so if we're saying CAS is still bullish, it's broken trend. We believe CAS is going higher, then you're going to look for a bounce here on the trend and the 618. Okay, if you are bearish and you shorted from the top, you want to just let things ride out a little bit longer, and let's see what type of reaction we get. If we lose this area, you want to see the type of reaction we're going to get here. Let's see what happens. We might get some kind of range move coming, but we need to watch closely what's going to happen here now. So we're very close. So this is technically a long zone for CAS. If you are bullish CAS, this is a 618 retest happening right now. Bears will say, well, we've got a double top here, and you need to be aware of that. So let's take notes of that. It's funny, this market's very tricky at the moment. It feels very scrappy the way they sent us back down so hard.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Bruce, what do you have today? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Solana to start with. Again, I'm looking for an entry that's going to get me the big entry. Let me bring it up.
Okay.
So Solana, of course, did exactly what everything else did yesterday, which is that it had that nice pump. The trade I'm really looking for, and we talked about, is that long downtrend line right there, waiting for it to crack that up around here somewhere, because that's a real move worth writing home to mom about. But we've got to get there first. Right now, I think we've got our answer. So up until like 6 seconds ago, Solana was just hovering at the 382 right over here. So it pumped up, came back. Here's the 200-day moving average. Here's the 382, and Solana was just sitting there. It lost that. So now it seems to be following all the other tokens that are retracing back to the 618. So I think we've got our answer. That next we look right at this level right here, which is the 618, to see whether we'll get an entrance there. Let me continue that trend line down so we can track it. Again, what I'm looking for here is an entrance to pump. It's not the hugest in the world, but if we can get a pump from there to that trend, to that trend line, we're talking about 4 or 5%. But that sets us up, hopefully, to be building a position for when it breaks through this bigger trend line and we can take a larger trade. So this to me is one of the few that I'm looking to build for longer than a couple hours or a day or so over time.
And guys, remember, there's multiple ways you can take a trade here. You don't have to buy the aggressive move onto a 618. You can wait for trend break. You can confirm that the trend has changed. There's multiple ways to do it. And then there's also no trade. You don't always have to be in a position. If you feel uneasy about things and you're not sure about BTC or it's going to stop, no trade is a position to be in, obviously. So, I mean, for me, I'd love a little look at the 618 a little bit. If it breaks, a little bit more. And then it helps you manage your risk, obviously, because we know we try and focus on key areas. Like you wouldn't long right here where it is.
No.
That
lower. Middle of nowhere. Yeah.
And I mean, what is that 618? 20.86.
It's exactly at 20.81.
So for leverage traders, you want maximum accuracy. For the spot trader, whether you're buying Solana 21 or 20, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
For the leverage traders, we want that accuracy, and that's why we focus so much on these areas that tie in with these fibs and these areas so well. So let's see how we go on that 618, but it might be worth a nibble there. If that's lost,
it's also worth repeating what you just said, which is no trade can possibly be a good trade, because if the profit and loss of trading comes from small losses and bigger wins, you got to always remember that if you miss a trade or don't take a trade, you don't lose anything. Costs you nothing. So you always try to control that. So that's what I'm looking for right now, is what its reaction is going to be there. So possible entries are here, right, on the reaction. It might do that, or it might come back down and test support again down here. We don't know yet. All depends, I think, on what the market and Bitcoin do. Or break of that trend is a hint that it's sort of heading back in that direction. Or wait until it fleshes all this stuff out and really starts to break the major trend. Because again, that's the bigger trade.
Yes, and there's a comment there about the stock being quite overbought. Obviously, the 4 hour sometimes the 4 hour stock can sometimes ride at the top for a very long time. And often when we get these majorly bullish moves, you'll find that it could stay up there for days. And stock can also reset while it ranges in a very tight area as well. So you don't need to have like massive dips or massive losses while this 4-hour resets sometimes. So it's just one of the tools we use, you know, to help us make our decision. But a 4-hour at the top where other things are looking okay, you know, sometimes you would be long, even though that 4 hours at the top, it might be a short-term move as well.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, because right now we're not at the entry point, but the move, let's zoom in a little bit more just so you can see it. It very well could be that just the move from where it is now down to the 618 takes the stochastic and brings it down. That might be all it takes. We don't know yet.
There's a question about which charts to chart because the pricing is different. Yes, so if you're doing, let's say if you're trading on Binance, it might make sense to use your USDT perpetuals on Binance. If you're trading on Bybit, it might make sense to use the Bybit chart. We saw when we had that BTC dump, I think Bybit registered a 23,800 BTC. Binance registered a 24,900. There was a massive difference. So if you're taking your reference point from a Binance chart, but you're setting up your trades in Bybit, for example, you might get different stop loss areas, you might get different wicks, that sort of stuff. So yes, if you trade in Bybit, I strongly recommend trying to find the actual chart that you're using on Bybit.
Yeah. So I'm switching over to DYDX because I had an alert set here and it just pinged me. So DYDX just wanted to know, and I hadn't looked at this yet, but DYDX came up and it's been trading in this small range right there, right below the 200-day moving average, and it just pinged me. So that means it's coming close back to this floor again, right over there. So I don't trade DYDX much, but I know there's a lot of interest in it. So if the range is going to continue, which it will until it doesn't, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, came back up and down. This could be near an entry point for another ride to the top of the range. And we're talking about
from that low to the high there. I'm just interested to see where those fibs are sitting.
Sure. From this low to the high?
The previous low.
Okay, got it. You want this one here?
From there to the top. I just want to see where they're tying in there, just out of interest. Yeah, interesting. So we don't have much tie in there, but we do have a defined range. You know, we can see that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, DYDX got hammered. I mean, we were flirting with a short idea, then we were feeling a little bit too bullish, and the next thing, this thing dipped 5 or 6% in one move. Dave, did you catch any?
No, I have an alert set for DYDX at the bottom of the trend line at 203 or 204. So I'm just kind of waiting for that. Would be a potential long for me there.
Yeah, the bottom of this trend is 208. So yeah, that range that could easily come down there. Yeah, that region is, and range trading is cool. I mean, if that's what we're for growing grass in general, range trading, just sell the top, buy the bottom, and you can do that over and over again. It's not going to go very far, but at least it's something. And the other one, of course, I'm looking at anyway. I just pinged me right now, which is why I brought it up. The other one I'm looking at, of course, is Tomo, which is changed since I last looked at it. So big bump yesterday. That was an absolutely lovely trade. I got more tiles from students yesterday about their Tomo trade, so I feel really good about that because we all basically caught that move, set our take profit right at that area right there, just ping through it. Yep. But that was yesterday, and that's really important, guys. Is that we talked about psychology being important in trading, and I'll swear that losing a trade makes you feel bad for a little bit, but when you win a big trade and you start to think you're a genius, it spells trouble. So celebrate for 6 seconds and then let it out of your mind and move on to the next one.
Trading like golf. It's a great leveler. The minute you think you've got it figured out, that's you go and you shoot 100 off the back tees. So yeah, I mean, we had some big wins yesterday. We need to enjoy them, but we need to stay balanced here and plan nicely and make sure we're not overdoing things.
Exactly.
Okay, so Tomo, we got
this was the floor yesterday, right? Before we had all that excitement. was right there. Came down, started to basically draw a wedge right over there, blew through the 382. Now it's blown through the 618. So the next area I'm eyeballing is the 786, or back down on the floor. They're pretty darn close to each other. So this to me is a wait and watch and see how this develops. When it gets closer, I'll start zooming in on tighter time frames to get an entry. But some people are calling this a cup and handle, but it's a really big handle. Yeah, basically right now it's wait and watch. If we hit 618 there, I'll set up to get ready for trade if I see reaction. But
are you interested there?
Pardon? Yeah. I mean this, because this is, here's clear support where it basically hovered forever, right? We had this range that went on for a little bit there, which is what I traded back and forth for a couple days. Broke out. I mean, our previous trade was, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a little more clearly. We were in this range right here for a little bit. Thought we were still going shy, but we broke up above it, came back and retested it. And this was the beginning of the trade on Monday, right? Came up, came retested, broke through, and now it's coming back. So it's coming back to retest somewhere in there. So either 786 might be the level or just below it, right at support again, right? A real break and retest of that horizontal support layer before taking off. I'm interested in both. I'm just going to wait and watch.
Okay, guys. So the alerts will be in Discord on Tomo from Bruce. You guys might have hit a few alarms already now. I see we had some dip offs. So we should see where we are with some of these alts. Dave, you got it? You want to go? You want to show us?
Sure, man.
Hold on, let me unshare. There you go. I'll use.
I see there's a comment saying I trade FOMO a lot.
Yeah.
FOMO is a thing. When you see these green candles, it's so easy to want to get involved and get stuck in, but sometimes you just need to sit back and wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys see my chart?
Right down, yes.
Okay, so we are, as we speak, we are seeing a red dip. I just had a couple of ones that went off. Solana just hit the 618. I actually just took a position on Solana.
Big sell-off. Bitcoin too, I think. Yep.
Injective, but here's the thing I'm noticing, again, I talk about it all the time, but we're at the bottom of the Keltner channel. So this could be
reversal.
This could be the shakeout, little shakeout before another big pump up. The USA likes to force it down and then it'll have its slow recovery back up. So it might be worth taking these longs now. So take this off and let's go ahead and scan through here. So I talked about Bluezell yesterday. I'm sure some people were like, what's going on with it? Like I said, I had an alert here at 12 cents or didn't even hit it yet, but kind of redrew this trend line. And, I kind of see something like this potentially to revisit this low. Just hang tight, an order block here. Don't freak out. This is not a crazy position. It's just one of the positions. But yeah, if you want to short it, this is still good in my opinion. I took this phantom long at the 382. If it gets down to the 618, you guys can see here, I got another alert. This ties in with this trend line here. So I know we talked about it, but looking to add more here if Bitcoin holds itself. Injective just hit the 618. So I think 618s are a lot better than the 382s. This might be a good long opportunity right now. What do you think, Dill?
Look, I mean, it's tied into BTC. If BTC is responding well, then this is our zone.
This is going to be our zone here. And then you want to go up to the top of the swoop.
You might take a look at BTC right now because BTC is printing the same candle that everything else is.
I hit some weird key in it. Messed up all my candles. What the heck? Yeah. So so pay attention here. If it starts to go below here, then just monitor that. I have another alert set here too. for injected at 6.43. As a potential long alert right here at this support. So if you guys want to wait for that potential scenario, that might be good.
Yeah, you can see it's trying to hang on there. Can we see BTC one more time there?
Yeah.
I see we are getting a nice push up here on the 15.
No, down to the 3-minute candles, you guys can see here, it was a nice buy up here, but we'll just see how much work the bears
Let's
want to
find
do
it.
right now.
Yeah, we're looking for a little bit stronger buy than that, I would say. That
But it might linger here for a few minutes, like 10, 15 minutes, and then green candle up again. We'll just see. But I'm betting that there is a reaction here. That these,
we had the
It's
falling,
already,
we had the green stock market.
I know the S&P sold off a little bit there.
it's mixed right now. I'm watching it.
Yeah, big sell off here today. They're recovering. So that's probably what we're seeing with the Bitcoin dip, is the S&P being correlated a little bit.
Craig said ETC must hit 26.8 to fill 50%. So that is a level we're watching, Craig. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
26.8.
Danny says he has a feeling it's a short day. I think it was a short yesterday evening. I think that was the short at these big resistance areas. Darren wants to know, Dylan, can you run through the process for the alarms on Discord? So you need to have VIP access. You get VIP access by signing up through one of the Banter links. You can use Sheldon's link, whatever the Banter links are that you have access to. Then you will get VIP access on the Banter Discord. You must make sure that your notifications are off, are on, or your alarms are on Discord. And then when these alarms go off, our very clever dev guys have programmed this to link to TradingView. So whenever I set up the chart for you, I set a TradingView alarm and I dump it in the Discord, and it does some kind of magic there for you, and it pings you when it hits these areas. So yeah, you just need VIP access and then you're good. So Light Painter says, I have VIP, but still not getting notifications. So it's got to be something about Discord notifications that you need to enable, I would think.
We probably need to make a tutorial video on that.
Yeah, I'll get something done for you guys, and we'll run through it. We'll run through it on the session, and I'll show you what's going on. I need something from Josh. I know there was a limited amount of notifications per token. I think it was 500 or something, or 1,000. We need to see where he is now. Okay, Darren says he's got VIP. Okay, but guys, remember, we're still testing this. It's not official yet, but we're using it. So I do know some people are getting it because I'm getting messages from people saying thanks, and they're sending me screenshots of the alarms and things like that. So you do know it is happening.
So a couple more to show here. I really think Lido is going to take off again. I got the alert as Bruce was talking at the 382, but I'd like to see it hit the 618. Or it kind of come back in this region. But I'm seeing this trend line here. I know it's kind of danced below it and came back up. You can see it's just trying to hold this trend line here. So with that being said, kind of from this region here, 13% move would be nice. And then ADA looks like it just hit the trend line. So if you guys are big ADA fans, might be a potential long here. So, and then Fetch AI just hit the 382. Had the alert went up on that, but I'd like to see a 618. So I'm probably gonna settle on alert here. Be a little bit more picky with these entries.
Yeah, I mean, and we're getting JJ Coco saying OP's just retested the 618.
Yeah, looks like it's across the board like that.
I was looking at this too. I mean, past the 382. I have my 618 at 1.45.
Just got wiped out. It's part of the process, flushing everybody.
Yeah. Right, the late longs is what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally taking out whoever was longing the green candle on the way up, they're getting flushed up.
So yeah, that's what I think is going on right now, guys. They're taking out all the late longs and
Yeah.
Marcus,
we're gonna-
Marcus saying, what is the 6-6? So Marcus, under the 618 is it's almost like a little golden pocket under there. You'll see some traders use a 6-5. They use a 618 and a 6-5. And basically the idea is that anything in that zone, so it's not specific, the 618, it's maybe you get a wick down, but anything in that area is a hot area. So it's just
it's
a
like
guy.
an area.
You'll see like there's another guy on Twitter uses a 65. Some of the guys use that. Some of the guys use a 60. But it's just a region. And it just helps from a visual perspective to see what you're looking at.
Yeah, usually I'll see something like this, right? If I see it go past this pocket here, and then there's a reaction, and this is kind of like, okay, this is a region to take some longs or shorts or whatever your fib draws to. But for now, I think that is what I'm seeing. Render, we've got an alert set here at 1.41.
Somebody was asking about render now, saying render is on support.
Order block here at 143.
Norin is getting alerts. Okay, that's good to know.
But yeah, that's what I have here. So I'll pass it back to you, Dylan.
On Discord is for the trade you guys give. Let's just I've lost the chat. Won't you check that question from Darren there, please, Bruce?
Yeah, hang on. Which channel on Discord is it for trades you guys just give checking this now?
So, we have sniper setups on the Discord.
Right.
Look at all the alarms going off here. Okay, so we're hitting key areas. That's a good sign. These alarms. So you guys probably got spammed, those of you that are getting alarms. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Solana on the 618.
Yeah.
That. A slight reaction there. I think that's worth a look. Let's see how it goes. Let's look at AVAX. AVAX trying to reclaim. Geez, there's a lot of alarms here. Let me just clear these. Okay, big area this for AVAX. We need it to hold here. Okay, you can see it's a bit of a wall here. We got inverse fibs here from the top to the bottom. We were looking for that pool, that retracement there. Then we've got this guy. Okay, so it's a big area now. We want this area to hold. Area here. We don't really want to go lower. Things are gonna feel bearish again. We're gonna get salty. We don't want that. We want the action. Look at this nice bounce for DOT. Came back to test our support for the 3rd time. Let's see how we're going here. Big area for DOT. So we've got the trend and we've got this horizontal area and we've got this fib. Don't really want to go lower. If we lose this, we're looking at an opportunity there. And we don't really want to go, we don't want to go down. We want Bitcoin to go to 30 what? What was our target? 31. So we want it. So we lose this area, we lose this trend, we're pushing back up, it becomes a resistance zone and it becomes a major resistance zone again. And the same way we were long off this major support, we're going to be short back into resistance and we're going to treat it the same way we treated this. Okay, rejection time here. So give it time. If it loses that, we go up and there's an opportunity there. But right now, this is support and this is a good area. I like this area. Okay, eyes on BTC. Let's see what we got here. Rune. Okay, we might get our little horizontal and trend entry here. Let's see how we go. Okay, the alarm is still here waiting for you guys. And again, we're going to play it the same way as we played that MATIC. We're going to assume that this is It's going to squeeze up until we lose the trend. So we could lose the trend there and we come down. We could lose the trend here and we come down. Okay, Cass hanging on. Bruce, can you grab some coins from the chat there and let me know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, big message. They don't want to see salty Dylan. Just
you don't want to see
people.
salty Dylan. We want to be long of good support. We all want to be happy. We want to have big P&Ls. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to help you guys. We want this to happen.
Yeah. Let's start with XRP.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Soraya was asking about that.
Okay. So I highlighted this area earlier, this little yellow section for you guys on Discord, and I've put an alarm there. So again, the reason I liked it was because it was 200-day MA and a trend, and we can see this 200-day has been helping quite nicely. So give it some time. There is an alarm here. We might get a little bounce play there. Yes, the comment I made in Discord was the bears are saying this is a double top and it's coming down. But if you zoom out, the bulls, the XRP bulls, are out here screaming trend break.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
For everybody, guys. You know, you're going to have a certain bias on your day when you're planning your setups for your day. You can't help but have a bias naturally. So if you're out there in the day and you're feeling bullish, you automatically, your eyes are looking for the bears are looking at this double top and saying, no, that's it now. XRP's coming down. XRP's coming to 44. So there's a little bit of something for everybody here.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Paulo said, bullish never lasts. That's the way it is right now. This market is just, prices flutter. They go up a little bit, down a little bit. They're going in circles. Just keep in mind that at some point, hopefully, while I'm still alive, there'll be a bull run. And during that bull run, every day will be like yesterday.
There will be another bull run.
There will be a bull run. Exactly.
If we get a 2-week move on BTC, literally 2 weeks, we are going to clean up here, guys. We're going to go up. We're going to get those bars and these fibs. We're going to get the good areas. We're going to pump these things. Going to be ridiculous. You just need to be patient. I mean, look at this XRP. This is an example I wanted to show you. Often we get these trend breaks in these type of conditions. You get that rejection and then you get the retest, and you always get this rejection at these sort of horizontal areas. You'll see they'll tie in with fibs. So that's why once you get the break, don't climb into a green candle as it's broken, on the way up. Wait for that rejection. More often than not, you get that rejection and then you get your buy on the pullback. So it's just a lesson in not chasing something. Once it's gone, just sit back and just wait. Give it time. Often you hit that rejection zone. It comes back to your zone that you want to be long at.
Yeah. They're asking for LOL. Oh, they're making fun of me. That's what it is. Okay.
LOL USD.
Yeah, he said, Bruce, they want LOL. Oh yeah, okay, got it.
What else you got?
They got Tron, and hold on. There was a lot of FXS. FXS was common. Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Somebody called a very interesting chart yesterday that did about 50% after our live session.
Was it the cyber token?
Yes. What is that? Can somebody tell me what cyber is?
Oh, cyber.
Yeah.
That long. I mean,
CYBER.
Into a resistance area at some point. I wasn't that interested in it. Okay, so we do have a main trend here. Does anyone know what FX is? Yeah, I'm not. What is this token? Can somebody in the chat?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Guys, it's a stable coin. Well, if it's a stable coin, then it should be stable.
Looks like a pretty stable.
It should be. It shouldn't move much.
Okay, so yeah, if you're looking to be long on this thing, this is a support region to watch. Let's
Oh.
see, got a 200-day. Let's see what's the MAs we got. No, all I've got for you is this zone here is trend. You have horizontal, so that is your support zone. Play that support area. Yeah, I'd watch that. If we lose that area, then I think you're going to start looking lower. I think you're going to get that. You're going to get something along these lines, yeah. And
Yeah.
these become your target. And this looks like a big area down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just play that carefully. What else we got there, guys?
We got Cyber, CYBER. It's mainly used for developers like Galaxy. They have a partnership with Base. It's a Web3 social token. Oh, that's more interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what type of pullback we get here. I mean, it's obviously just been launched.
Yeah.
This is a hot zone down here, the 618. If it's super bullish, it normally just sits on a 382. So guys, here's a tip for you. When things are super bullish, you look for 382 pullbacks. If we assuming that things are now gonna keep going nicely. If sometimes you get Bitcoin and a couple of these other alts when they're on an absolute tear, and you start pulling out the 236, because that's the only size pullback you get on these things. So keep that in your armory. I'm going to show you the 236. Okay, so it's lost that 236. So the 382 is my go-to for sort of bullish scenarios. The 618 and the 786 are saving the day sort of at the end there, lastminute.com. But 382 I love. You'll see, we've got some of these alts on these 382. So watch the zone here. Maybe we get a flashing or something happening, but just keep your eye on this 382 level. Don't really want to dip past it if you want to be long there. There's a 618 and horizontal here. So this is a major area if you do get a pullback. And major, I'm telling you, based on 4-hour candles, because this project looks like it's been around for 5 days or something. So, take that with a pinch of salt as well. Okay, what else we got, guys?
Hold on.
I think somebody was asking for MATIC.
MATIC's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, horizontal support all the way back down there. All that hard work. And here we are testing horizontal support again. So after a pullback like that, that is support. I'd look for buys there. Next area is the trend, which we've got. We saw it blow up off that trend. And let's pull some Fibonacci here and see what we have here. $786. Geez, that bled out hard. Wow, that was the damage. 10% pullback. Okay, that's not bull market vibes at all.
No.
Jeez. Okay. Let's just leave that 786 there. Okay, but as far as bounce area is concerned, this is a bounce zone. And the reason I would call it that, old resistance.
Yeah.
Support. Okay, so it's an interesting area. Then we do have this trend. So if we lose it, we're going to drift down, full sort of reset. But yeah, what I see here, I see a old resistance potentially turning into support here. Check in. Sol still hanging in there, guys. 618 power for now. Holding on. Holding on. Okay, what else have we got in the chat there, guys?
People looking at APE.
Ape coin, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and SEI. SEI is a big one these days.
Yes. SEI, that's key. Okay, I've pulled up the 1 hour because I'm just trying to get information because it hasn't been around very long. I wonder how we had a guy in the research team shorting this thing, and he was probably smiling the other day all the way down here.
Mhm.
Got out of this thing. I must find out. Okay, so there's a support zone to watch. I'm going to pull a fib from this low to the high and try and just get a guide. Not great. So I really like these fibs to tie in nicely. It gives me extra support, or on what's happening here. If they don't tie in, I start looking elsewhere. I don't get that excited. I suppose we do have that we could watch. Okay, so this little band over there, so there's something to work with. Don't have much here. You see, it's
Yeah.
a little bit higher for me. But again, it's a new token. It needs time. It needs to like get into its thing, Yeah, bounce zone. I like 618. See what happens down here.
Yep.
Otherwise, let it play out. These are 1 hour candles, so you've got time. Let it just do something. Let's get some structure. Let's see what BTC does. We might just find a very simple situation like that. Yeah, just keep your eyes on that.
Looks like Lena just hit the 618 also with this dip.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that now. ApeCoin, what have we got? Jeez, look at that. It's brutal. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got the retest, just went a little bit deeper. I just think, fundamentally, I think there's a problem here. I see there's people, some of the community are suing the developers because they lost money on these NFTs.
On Ape?
Yeah, I think there's issues.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of those things, eh?
Yeah.
Rather just sit out. That's why, we old and seasoned here where we sit, and you might laugh at us sometimes trading AVAX and Phantom and Sol. And we know how they talk to the fibs, we know how they behave. You come with these new tokens, you get caught on the wrong side of that, you can really do some damage there. You just need to be careful. Obviously, when you start crypto and you start trading, you start hunting all these things, but you'll see, like, the longer you trade and the more you sit in it, the less you want to trade these wild things, and you want something that talks to you a bit more, like the way Bruce does Tomo, for example. I mean, he's mastered that thing completely. I can't see the chat at the moment because I'm on a different screen. So let me know what else to look at. Look at Link as well. It's hit our area now.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, guys, I know it just looks like a building, doesn't it? But level by level is sometimes the simplest way to do things without getting too ahead of yourself. If you zoom out, you can do all these imaginary targets and things as to where the price could be. But if we just look at block by block, 4%, 5%, block by block, support, resistance, you play those areas. I was very confident that after that break there, the rejection, we were going to get support buys here. So unfortunately, now we haven't. We go to the next level. So you lose that percent on your next zone, 0.86, that sort of region. Now we're getting a response. But remember, now we're just riding back to the top of the range. So if you are long off this level, that is your TP zone. In these conditions, in this market, this is your TP zone. You saw yesterday, if you hung on to this link and you hung on to DOT and you hung on to AVAX, you've done a full reset and you've got nothing to show for the way we sweated those entries the other day. And we're on support. We sweated those. We worked very hard for those entries. that work. You know, you don't want to get a full reset like that. Okay, what else are we looking at then?
People are asking about Theta. Speaking about tokens, one person trades really well.
I've asked Mama Sniper to give me a regular Theta setup that we can put in Discord for you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Authentic.
She knows that thing so well.
Coming through. And yeah, so we're going to get her take on Theta for the Discord. So that's coming very soon. And she trades it regularly. So if she sends me a setup, it's a setup she's taking. And she's an excellent Theta trader. So we can hope to add some good value there. Theta's done really well. Look how well this is held, considering what we've been looking at. We have a bit of a mismatch here with this trend. I mean, with the trend and the supports. So I've got a little channel forming here, which is something to look at. We've got this situation. I wonder if she's trading this. Okay, so I've got an alarm a little bit higher up for you guys here, and that would be your rejection area. So you can see why, big horizontals, and we've got this trend coming down from the top. We now have this trend that we can look at. Okay, so that is a rejection area to look for. I'm quite surprised at the strength of this thing. So I'm going to take that out the way. So one way to play this now, if we see this trend, if we get a third touch here, then it's on, you know. We could get a situation like that. This is a hot zone. So if we do get a pump into that, that's an area you got to be cautious at. This is a TP time. It's a short zone. You're going to look for something in this area. If you want to be long and you're pinging this area, your longs are, once again, you want to break up and you want to get that pullback. Those are the longs. So if we push into this zone, that alarm's going to ping you on Discord, and that's going to be your signal that we are in a hot rejection area. So just remember that when you get that alarm, it's more favored towards a shorting zone than a long zone. Okay, if we hit that, that's your signal of rejection, guys. So eyes on that. Just again, you can see here, old resistance, support, support, support. If we push up, I expect a rejection there, or a reaction at least. Okay, what else we got, guys? MATIC still looking good here. Near's a good one. Engine looks good so far, says JJ. Thank you. And somebody asked me to look at gold and stuff. Guys, let's do a quick gold and silver after I do near. What have we got here? Okay, so Neo was in the Discord earlier. You might have got an alarm here too. Let us know in the chat if you got the alarm. But again, 618 trend, an area of interest for Neo. Definitely an area of interest now. Let's see what happens. Wicked us out there yesterday. Okay, Leon said, looks like we just nailed the entry on ADA. Nice, Leon.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, nice work.
That could be good.
Okay, let's do engine and then let's look at some gold and stuff.
Yeah.
E and J I haven't touched in a very long time. Forget about some of these tokens. Oh, and Gala was looking very interesting earlier as well. This looks interesting. This is like Bit of a dragon pattern. Yeah, look at this thing. Looks like a dragon. Snake.
Oh, it's cool.
We got some
Maybe
support.
Chinese New Year's or something.
Exactly. Happy New Year. There's something going on here. Let's see where these fibs are going to tie in. 618 I like. Yeah, so maybe if you are long here off support, this is sort of your area. You don't want to go much deeper than that. And then you big open candle and it might start inviting things down. Like you saw how quickly Link dropped after it lost that area, it reset itself. So that can happen quite easily here as well. So if we lose that area, just be careful. You could quite quickly get a little visit down there. Okay, let's look at gold and silver. If anybody's interested, we trade gold and silver. You can do it on Prime XBT. Let's take a look where we are. Okay, so gold's looking good. Dixie's dumping, gold's pumping.
Yep.
Okay, and this is what I was looking for. We've got a potential short that we're going to tee up on gold, and I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. So let me tell you what I'm looking for and my thinking behind it. So when gold pushed up into the 618 here, this is the daily, guys. So when gold pushed up into the 618, it was a resistance zone and the 200-day. But I was explaining to you guys this RSI had only just started turning up. This is the regular RSI that I like to use for these. So to me, it wasn't a rejection area. It was just a reaction. This RSI trades very well with things like gold and oil, and you can use it as a great guide. So it was turning up. So what I wanted to see was a break up retest, which we got. We got the break up retest. We get the push up. Now, a perfect situation is we're going to watch this RSI go up near the top. Okay. And it's going to turn a little bit. We're going to see the price go up to a certain height. Okay. To tie in with that RSI. Then what happens is that sometimes you get a lower RSI here, but the price pumps up one more time. Okay. And then that's your signal that things are going to start turning for gold. Okay. So you're going to look out for that. We want to see the rising price and a sort of dipping RSI. It's called bearish divergence.
Yep.
The first time the RSI gets to the top, don't be the guy that jumps in the minute the RSI gets to the top. There's always, not always, but often, there's a second push up, and that wipes the guys out that are now trying to short too early. So give it a chance, let it go up, let that divergence come, and then you can catch that short. And I think it will tie in here nicely. So if it moves into this area, I'm going to set an alarm here. If it moves into this zone, I'm going to start watching it more closely. But you can see sometimes it takes days to get up here. But yeah, it's a move to the top here should tie in with that RSI turning over. And then depends on how the market is. But if that RSI starts turning over, it will be some consolidation here for a while. And this RSI could dip down slowly and then pump up again, and then we could have that situation. But I'd be planning for that. I'd look for something along those lines. But we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that one. Let's look at oil. Okay, so oil's broken trend again. This is the daily, guys. So very slow mover. It's not something that keeps you up at night unless you're trading ridiculous size positions. This is just something, it's slow mover. You get your area, you take your trade, you sit back for a week or two, you come back and look. It shouldn't stress you out too much if you're trading daily candles on movers like this. So let's see. We've got a trend break, but we still have resistance here for oil. So nothing to get too excited about. Let's see the pullback. Let's see what happens there. This is support. We see in altcoins when you get this golden cross, the 50-day crossing the 200-day, we often have a dump. Okay, we saw that in a lot of altcoins. So this has just happened. So if this behaves like an altcoin, maybe we get a dump. Let's see how that goes. And I saw an interesting comment on silver today. Somebody sent me a link. People were talking very bullish things about silver. Let's look at this weekly. Okay, so this was some monster channel that I've drawn here. Not liking that. That's not helping me. Okay, that's support. This is weekly, so this is very big picture stuff. Let's see if we get a weekly trend break here. Okay, it's trying to. So that could be interesting. Might have a weekly move here on silver. There's an area to watch. Let's see where our fibs are here. So I'm pulling a fib from the top to the bottom. 786. Okay, 786. 618 there. Okay, so we look for a reaction there. And look at that. Can you guys see this thing? This looks interesting. I mean, this could be some monster move coming here for silver.
Mhm.
This could be an epic size move here. This could be big. Okay. So guys, move into silver on the daily. Look for the break of this trend. And let's play it one level at a time here. If that head and shoulders plays out, it could get interesting. So there might be something here for silver, especially with that Dixie turning over. Look. Yeah, there might be a long here. 5%, but in the world of silver, a 5% move is a nice move, especially on prime XBT because the leverage is so high. So it could work well. So yeah, I'm interested here. I'm interested in silver. This is support I'm watching. Let's see. On the weekly perspective, you can see why it looks like a massive inverse head and shoulders. ETC is looking all right. 27.9. As you were, nothing to worry about. Eh? Solana, 618. AVEC.
Yep.
We're just hanging on here. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. I'm just hanging on. Rune must still come down a little bit. I want to see Rune lower. Let's see how Link is doing. Gala. We need to look at Gala. Sorry if you guys got spammed with alarms. Hopefully you got some. Okay, so Gala, I was looking for a flag or something to form here. It wasn't a convincing sort of break above the support. Just hovering around. So let's see now. Had a little rising wedge there and it broke down. Okay.
Looks like we're back in range.
We're just back in range. You would have probably got your day. So I would watch, watch this horizontal here. Just keep your eyes on that. But Gala, I mean, I'm not super excited about gaming tokens yet. Something to always have. You should have an AI watch list. You should have a gaming token. You should have a layer 1s, layer 2s. So Gala in your collection. Let's look at Fetch. Just missed the alarm there. Oh no, I put that in already. Okay, so Fetch, we want to hold the support here for Fetch, guys. Let's see how it goes there. And let's push up. Let's try and get that move. There's an alarm here for you, so you should get a notification if it does pop up. You'll get a ping. Maybe wait for that pullback, and then we can get a potential long there. And then I've got an alarm lower down at this little range, the 0.20. So that could be a nice little one as well for you. Do you guys ever look at the VRVP? Yes, sometimes, Craig. A lot of the stuff this is a question from Craig Frankie, he wants to know. So that's the volume, it's the volume profile, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, it does sometimes feature in what I'm doing, but it's not like a main tool of mine. A lot of the things we do, if you actually zoom out, a lot of them tie into one another at the end of the day anyway.
Yep.
Okay, so Rect in Korea says a lot of people are getting some alerts and not others.
Yeah.
Random. Okay, so yeah, we're looking at it, guys. Apologies, we are in the testing phase. You know, we are trying something very unique here. So just bear with us. You know, we want to make this as good as possible for you. So unfortunately, with new tech, sometimes we do run into a couple of things. Two poking its head out. Okay, I'm just going through the chats, guys. Any more Aptos? Yeah, let's do Aptos and Arbitrum, and then I think we need to wrap it up here.
Yep.
Okay. Aptos and Arbitrum. So Soraya says, heads up that prime XBT trading for gold is set to 1000x. Yeah, it's possible. What you do, it's like it would be a cross account. So what you do is you don't put $1,000 in and go 1000x. Well, if you're crazy, you do that. But that's going to just if you have an account balance of $1,000, you'll use $10 of that account. It's a cross margin account, so don't really worry about the leverage. And that'll give you a position size in gold that you can open. So if you use $10, it will allow you to open, if my maths is correct, $10,000 position. Yeah, that's but remember, you're using your $1,000 in the account, so it's actually 100x. So Darren wants to know if I'm looking for a short. Darren, silver on the bigger picture on that weekly looks like it's potentially trying to break this trend on this weekly. If it breaks that weekly trend, it's pushing up to a major resistance zone, which will complete the right shoulder of that head and shoulders that I was talking about. And then that could be a mega inverse head and shoulders. And that could be a mega long for silver. So just something to watch, something to keep your eyes on. Okay, Arbitrum and Aptos. Okay, what have we got here? Trend break, a lot of nothing. Was it hardly moved yesterday? So it just looks like a general support bounce, possible move to range high. So I would still just play this the same way.
Yep.
Is there a lot of bearish news on that?
Yeah,
it's pretty sad.
No one's interested in it. And it hardly got any action. So, but potentially just a range move, guys. 14% up, potentially. This is a sort of squeezing down. So, you know, that does happen sometimes. So watch out for that. But you can play these bounces. If it breaks trend, we saw it on GRT, had a downward sort of wedge like this, actually broke the trend. Let me show you an example. Okay, GRT, holding the retest for now. This should have been in Discord for you guys as well. I don't know if there was an alarm on this trend retest, but it is there, or it should be in Discord. So here we had the break. I was looking for a flag, broke down, look for support. Let's see how the support holds. But yeah, that's an example. You know, we had this squeezing down, but we broke out, and it can actually move up. Arbitrum. Okay, another. Oh, that's what we just looked at. It was Aptos then. Did I look at Aptos? Aptos. Okay, that's what they wanted to see. Aptos. So yeah, Aptos, nothing to report as well. Also relatively quiet. Resistance area to watch. Alarms are set for you, ready and waiting. So when anything interesting happens there, you will get notified. I would say odds are on a push up. You're looking for a short in this region. Major resistance zone. So, expect it to react the same way every time until it doesn't. Just look out for some action there. And then your supports there and this 5.2, 5.4, 5.42, something to look at. Okay, guys. So, I mean, in summary, how do we explain where we are today, Dave? What do we call this? We're cautiously buying the support with 1 eye on BTC. Is that the safest way to explain it?
Yeah, I would say so. And that's what we did. That's what we did yesterday. We bought the supports, and it looks like we're doing it again here.
Yep.
If we look at the 15-minute on Bitcoin, it looks like it's recovering nicely.
Yeah, it's looking wonderful.
It's already in the middle of the Keltner channel, so I am expecting a move up here.
Okay, so let's show you guys BTC on a low time frame.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my short on Bluezell, but yeah, like
But
yesterday.
Bluezell doesn't necessarily follow the market, does it? Kind of does its own thing.
No, it kind of does its own thing. Like you guys will find these tokens that'll do its own thing, or it'll kind of run out of steam. Bluezell is kind of running out of steam. It's trying hard. It's like it's gasping for air and it's drowning.
That's right. I think they'll move elsewhere. Bluezell, they pumped it well. I'm sure they made their money out of it.
And we'll move it to the next token.
So eyes on this zone now for BTC 27,300. Keep your eyes on this. Let's see how we go here. If we get that break, then we're on. We're on again. Tie in your alts now where they are. You can see we had an okay bounce with Solana. AVAX not bad, holding there. Let's look at Rune. Rune still waiting. Let's do a dot update. Yeah, decent push for dot.
All these are bouncing. Lena, look, I should have took that long on Lena, the 618. But yeah, a lot of opportunities, man.
Strong bounce.
Yep.
Let's look at Lena. Looks very similar to BTC, this one. Look at that 618. Delivering once again. Once again, the 618 delivers.
Yep.
It is science.
Guys, it's all science. Yes, you gotta back these. You gotta back these 618s.
Yeah.
Gotta back them. Look at that. On its way. 15-minute candle, 1.5% on its way. Okay, lovely. So yeah, BTC 15 minutes sitting at resistance. We've had a nice bounce. Our areas have hit. Some of them actually went lower, to be fair. Solana, I wanted that 382. We actually only got the 618. Let's have a final check at Phantom, because that was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Let me get the correct one. Okay, so Phantom just hung on. So far, so good. Okay. The idea with Phantom, we heard some, Phantom's just been absolutely wrecked over the last few months. You can see it lost these lows from June. A lot of else didn't lose these lows. Phantom lost these lows. It was so bearish. It was so bad. But we finally heard some little green shoots of news coming out with Phantom. There was some gaming situation. There was something about their projects collecting more fees than expected, like 100% more. There seems to be some kind of activity in the Phantom ecosystem.
Yeah.
So that might explain why Phantom, more than others, pushed through this resistance zone. And that's why Shell were quite interested to buy this Phantom support. We thought, risk reward, if we compare like Phantom versus AVAX and DOT, Phantom was probably a good bet for us from what we'd heard on the research call in the morning, based on some fundamentals on Phantom. Obviously, we could be wrong, but that was our plan. So buying support on Phantom was the idea. It's just hanging on. I would exit this candle. If you are long from lower down, I would jump out there. David would probably just ladder it up. What do you call it, Dave? You'd add more at the 618. Let's have a look at a 618 from back there.
Yeah, exactly, laddering in. I've been waiting for you guys to be bullish on Banter. Like, as soon as I saw Sheldon bullish on it, you bullish on it this morning, I'm like, let's go.
So I like Phantom for a pump. So
you just don't want to bet against Andre Cronje either. I wouldn't bet against him.
One new project, one tweet from him, and this thing's firing. So
the
trend line is. I'm definitely going to add more of that trend line.
Hey guys, there's a support here 382 trend line support as well. Phantom's one that we like. Dots. I'm hearing mixed signals about Dot. It's not my favorite, but it really did move well the other day for us. AVAX also a little bit iffy about AVAX. Solana, I feel like I'm married to Solana. Always go back to it, but it's been quite boring here in this little range on the 4 hour. But it could surprise us at some point. Okay, cool guys. Thank you once again, everybody.
Thank you.
Always out and just showing you our charts and talking trading and stuff. And we love the comments in the chat and the questions and everything. I see Renee wanted H-bar. Renee, sorry, we're gonna have to look at that tomorrow. Guys, thank you. Good luck out there. Again, level by level, play the good areas and just don't be reckless. Just play it safe.
Be safe, guys. Set your alerts.
Take care.
Cheers, everybody.
And we'll be on Discord to help you out if you get questions.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.